2 commanders, 2 opposing forces, 200,000 combatants, and 1 lonely town. It was the first instance of urban combat. This is the Battle of Fredericksburg.
This week in history, a balloon bomb lands on U.S. soil. Its source, Japan. The event is kept secret, but it launches a secret war fought here in the United States by the first African-American paratroopers. The men who carried out Operation Firefly tell their story this week in history. Tomorrow night at 6 on the History Channel.
Was it me, or did anyone else grow up on the History Channel when it was about history and explore military tactics, wars, and the rich development behind it all? It also had documentaries and films. This game gave me these great vibes and memories of sitting in my living room on a Saturday and my dad chilling on the couch watching the History Channel and absorbing all the interesting stories that the History Channel brought. Though everything comes with its caveats. This was the era where Activision would pump out budget titles, and if you think it, they probably made it into gameplay. And so the History Channel Civil War, A Nation Divided was born. This is honestly going to be one of the easiest reviews I've created, because I'm just going to keep talking about the pros and cons of this budget title. Now, you may be asking why I keep calling this game a budget title. Well, first off, it was literally published by Activision Value and created by Cauldron HQ, who created a few of the Cabela hunting games, which are notoriously not that well praised, and some other stinkers like Secret Service and Soldier of Fortune Payback. Now, I want people to know I do not agree with these opinions because I have not played these games, but I have heard some strong opinions on the internet. So, don't blame the messenger. Now, Civil War, A Nation Divided does not have a vibrant story. I mean, it literally is about the Civil War. You basically just play a soldier on the Union and Confederate side during major Civil War battles. On the Union side, you fight through the Battle of Fredericksburg, Gettysburg, Chattanooga, Fort Fisher, Selma, and Petersburg. I decided to play as the winning side first because the North always wins, baby. Now, I introduced the video with the first mission on the North side because I wanted to get you into the mindset of when I started playing this game. It was first a wave of nostalgia, then once the gameplay started, you knew you were in a whirlwind of a time. I also love that it gives us some history and context to these battles.
In the spring of 1865, as Southern forces suffer large casualties and a draining of supplies and resources, General James Wilson hopes to deliver a knockout blow in Selma. His plan is to capture and destroy the large Confederate arsenal there and draw away Nathan Bedford Forrest from Mobile. Major General Forrest is the war's most daring and colorful commander. No man is more feared by the North, except perhaps Robert E. Lee himself. Forrest gathers his forces to defend Selma. On April 1st, Wilson's advance guard meets Forrest's forward line at Ebenezer Church on the crossroads before the city. An intense standoff takes place at the outer works of the city.
Now, how accurate are the in-game missions? Honestly, I have no clue, but it definitely immerses the player into the conflict and battles. Now, this game is not complex in the gameplay department. If you have ever played a first-person shooter, then well, you played A Nation Divided. Though, it is a much more slower-paced shooter. Remember, these aren't going to be fully automatic machine guns. It has more accurate time weaponry from the Colt Army Model 1860, which is a 6-round action handgun or revolver in my eyes. This gun was my go-to because I could get up close and personal and reload quicker than most rifled muskets. The other main weapon that will be in your arsenal is the Springfield Model 1861. It is a single-shot musket and it takes its time when reloading. I think that is why I enjoy this game, because while the guns may not be 100% accurate, it immerses the player and makes the individual take their time with aiming, firing, and reloading. It makes me think how difficult it would have been in real life trying to do all these actions while gunfire flies over your head. Other guns you will come across is the Sharps 1855, which is a sniper rifle, a Colt Model 1855, which is a revolving rifle, which I greatly appreciated during encounters. You also could at times man the Gatling gun, which is always my favorite because every game really builds up to these grand moments of mowing down fake combatants. Gives the power to the player. While the weapons have been well crafted, other parts of the game lack that same effort. Now I know this game is running on the PlayStation 2, which always have its limitations. Now in certain sections there were times if I didn't even look at the enemy I could get to an objective and not get shot at, which I abused at times. Another aspect was the use of the same skins of troops. I saw the same old man over and repeatedly, and while it was amusing in the beginning, it soon felt like the developers were lazy in some regards. Now, I do not know game development, so I am up for corrections, but I believe they could have made a few newer head models, so it didn't feel like an army of clones. One mission that kicked my ass was the Battle of Selma. This was the turning point in my enjoyment of the game and, well, learning to play by its rules. Anytime you try to rush the combat or fight like any Call of Duty game, then, well, it makes sure to teach you a lesson. It was just an odd feeling rushing to cover to hopefully survive the torment of shrapnel and bullets. It was also the point where I found out the game has a sort of pseudo-aiming. If you aim at an enemy, the game will move your crosshairs closer to the enemy's head, which helped immensely because the game does a horrible job at hitboxes. It also tends to have big old gaps in, say, a fence, so you shoot through it, but then the bullet hits an invisible wall, but then the enemy can hit you. So it is unfair in those regards. This game also has 2 stealth missions, which is very laughable, because I am not sure I could call it stealth. If you shoot some enemies at one point, none of the other enemies get alerted, but if they see you, then all hell breaks loose. Though, you could be walking in the road in front of them, crouched, and they don't notice you, or even just standing a few inches away. There are strange missions. This game is an enigma to me. I enjoy how it wants to teach the player and pay attention to history. It takes care with presentation and weaponry, but it loses its execution when the gameplay starts. With a little more polish and some more time in the oven, this game could have been elevated a few degrees more. But sadly, it became merely a cash grab. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this. At this moment in my YouTube channel, I'm at 220 subscribers, and I really appreciate it. It means a lot. My goal is by the end of the year, try to get 1,000. We'll see how that goes. But that gives me enough time, I feel like, to really pump out some product. This video was a very short one, but I'm working on another project that I hopefully will be a little bit longer and might be different. It's going to be way different than any review. I'm not going to make a review for that one. But I'm also trying to pump out more videos a month. Probably 2 videos a month. We will see how that goes. It may crash and burn instantly, but I would really like to really pick up the pace with this and really make it a career, because right now I'm a full-time student. I'm not doing anything, so it may work out. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. If you liked it, If you want to subscribe. I don't really care. Please, maybe, I don't know. Okay. Anyway, adios.